Welcome to Traders of the Lost Charts, a social podcast for traders, recorded on the Rocky Outcrop Discord. This podcast features many of the people who make our trading community great. Stories, opinions, strategies shared on this podcast are for entertainment purposes only. Nothing you hear is financial advice. Today we have Lucas. Hello, Lucas.
Hello, Sarah. Thanks for having me as a first guest. Awesome.
Yeah, guest number one.
Guest number one. Cool. I found this concept for once like pretty awesome because from this community, I think getting to know a few people would bring some value towards the community back. And,
I agree with that for sure.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, because we're here on the Rocky Outcrop Discord.
Yep.
Yeah, and so we got here, through our own journeys, getting into trading, looking for communities, looking for people who know what they're talking about, and we ended up here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, quite the journey. Pretty quick one, to be honest, when I found this community. That relatively quick then. I mean, it made it so I how do you say that? Skipped a few mistakes in my starting trading career. It made it so I started with the right ideas on technical analysis. So that's pretty glad from that and happy with that I found this place. And
that's a really positive thing.
Yeah. Like Jamie and Rocky, of course. I mean, not to be I don't know. I don't want to put them on a pedestal, but damn, they're pretty good at what they do. So,
Yeah, for sure. So what got you interested in trading in the first place?
The interest kind of started at where I think a lot of people from the community, their interest started at the GME craziness at the time, and the massive percentage moves and the huge amount of money people would be making on this one asset called GME, and I found that pretty interesting about the theory that surrounded the whole idea of GME. So I bought a one share via a friend of mine because I didn't have a broker account at the time, and that was the share I held for the longest period of time. But let's see, and then I made a broker account too, and I'm started to look for information, and because I was looking at the charts, and it didn't make any sense to me, like what was happening and when to buy, and like the technical concepts, and those things were all not there at the moment. So I just had to look for some information, So I started to look, and I found all the great YouTube personalities people are very familiar with in the GME community. I think your average how's he called, Mo Money, that guy I found.
Yeah.
And how's the other guy? The guy with the ducks. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I don't. I think the first person I followed was the Masked Investor.
Oh, that guy. Oh, yeah. I never followed him because I thought it was kind of, I don't know, weird. And
I thought his thing was kind of fun because it was just like a relaxed social thing. But I didn't get all of the in-depth information I was looking for.
Yeah, exactly. There was like also what I would conclude by watching these people, I thought they were not that authentic and more like a persona instead of themselves. And there was more entertainment than there was information. So I don't know. I just started. I needed more than that, you know. So I started looking, and I kept looking, and then one day, I don't know how, but I ran into Jamie's technical analysis video on GME. I think it was around March, and then I saw what he did. Like the first glance at everything he did was like really overwhelming, and I didn't know how to interpret those things, of course. So when I saw him call those highs, and in the March high, I think that was that. When I saw him call that was just the moment I was kind of hooked on his content, because I knew he was like he presented himself as himself. So that's like pretty easy to see when a person is being himself and when he's not. I think people can, of course, trick you on that.
You have to be really special to fake something like that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
really
yeah,
scary.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah, then that's
and
just
if you're that,
sociopathic almost. I think like
if you're that scary, then it tends to come out. Like, you start to realize, wow, there's a lot of bullshit here.
Yeah,
and and it's like the opposite in this case.
And you just knew he didn't have an agenda. You know, the other guys just were talking in a You know when someone's authentic and when he's not. I think when you watch him for a while, I think it's just easy to see. And with Jamie, I noticed that he was just real, and his information was just spot on and really accurate. So that also gave more credibility to his work. And I stuck with him until now. And how I found Rocky was like was through trade spotting, because he advertised his brother. And when I found his brother, that was first it was just purely for the GME technical analysis. I only cared about the GME technical analysis, but when I started watching them, and I started watching them consistently, I noticed that I started noticing things on the charts itself. Like I started to notice when prices bounced off support or resistance, like, hey, that's interesting. And I didn't have any ideas further with it. I didn't do anything with it. I didn't start trading on that moment. It was just interesting to see that I started to notice some things. And due to what they later explained was like a concept called osmosis. Like if you watch them for a while and you watch them consistently, you just gonna pick things up because they structure their shows in a certain way. So you do. And when they told me that was like, also pretty crazy and really accurate and true, because now a year and a half later, I can do technical analysis on, I would say, relatively a pretty high level, and that's insane. It's like the amount of lessons I learned from those two guys. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, and it's every day.
It's every day, and this sounds like this sounds almost sponsored and advertised for them, but it's just true. It's just how I think about them, because they gave me this chance to potentially like change my future and for the people around me as well. So I'm really, really grateful for that, of course. And so that's how I started my technical analysis journey through GME, and now through Jamie and Rocky.
Yep. And here we are.
Here we are. Yeah. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it can be kind of scary thinking about something like trading. You know, there's a lot of negative stories out there about people getting into it and thinking they're going to do fine with it and losing a lot.
Yeah.
So that can be really, scary and unmotivating, but finding a place that teaches like critical thinking and realistic thinking, that's really motivating in a lot of ways.
Yeah, true. Yeah, and trading looks like, when I didn't know anything about it, it just looked so far away, so unreachable for me, and like, where the fuck do you begin,
Right.
And yeah, these two guys just gave me a way in, and yeah, and helped me to see that it is manageable, and it is achievable for any person who's willing to dedicate time and effort into this profession, I think. So.
Yeah. So, you're from the Netherlands.
Yep, that's right. Yeah. Yes, I'm from the Netherlands, and I'm still a student. I'm 21, so yeah, like, combining this with my current study is sometimes quite difficult, but pretty rewarding. That I must say, it is pretty rewarding. Mm-hmm. Not specifically in money, amount of money, but just in learning the whole thing, because yeah, it's I find it just fascinating.
Yeah, there's a lot of money. There's a lot of value.
There's a lot
of
money. Yeah.
There's a lot of money
to be had. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, like a lot of value. Yeah.
Yeah, both, right? I mean, there is a lot of money, but in first instance, a lot of learning.
Yeah. What would you say is your learning style?
My learning style. I would say I kind of like the concept of osmosis, just watching other people do it and subconsciously integrating ideas into my own mind. So that's just the easy way of learning, I think. Like just watch them do it, and watch by learn, and learn through that way. And also the concept of deliberate practice I find fascinating as well. But so deliberate practice is just consciously practicing one thing, and
like getting feedback and
there's a few aspects that makes it deliberate. Like you need feedback on your work. It has to be kind of consistent and deliberate. So I don't really know how to explain this, but just purposeful, and just mindful practice. And I never ever was into making homework and things like that. So I gotta be honest, it's quite difficult to set myself to paper trade, for instance. So just to trade for, I don't know, a month or so, just with fake money.
Right.
But I know there's a lot of value in that, so I probably should do it. So yeah.
Yeah. Like today I was trying to set up a trade, and I realized I'm just not, like, even though I've been listening and learning things, I'm not personally familiar with everything enough to be able to do that and follow through with it very easily.
Is that a confidence thing, or is that a skill thing? Is it like...
It's both. It is definitely a skill thing. It's a familiarity thing. And that's where I can see the paper trading would be enormously valuable.
Yeah.
And then because then I can actually test, without risking everything. Be like, did I learn this correctly, or am I completely wrong?
Yeah. It is, man. It would have. I think if I would just start with paper trading, it would have. How do you say that? Not cost me a lot of money, but because I didn't, it cost me some lesson money, I would say. Because you pay the markets to learn your lessons, Yeah. And that's those are the hard lessons, but those lessons probably stick the best because because it costs you real stuff. Yeah. And I think
maybe they stick the best, but like going back to deliberate practice.
Yeah, then that's a better way to move towards becoming a better trader. Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Because with the money, man, it's just pretty overwhelming. I mean, I wasn't even that aware about how emotional I got when I put in money in the markets about my position. It's pretty crazy how affected I was in my daily life with my GME position, for instance. And it was just subconsciously too, right? It was not that I was constantly aware of it, but it was like it was just in the back of my head, like, oh man, it's still down. It's and that can affect you. So yeah, I don't know. The managing of emotions, like, because now I'm in the course of Jamie and trade spotting, and man, this really gonna sound like a sales talk, this course, man, it teaches me that the managing of risk and the managing of your emotions are really big important parts of the trading journey. And I noticed that I was missing that on the start, and I learned. I was glad I in first case like learned from them to do the technical analysis and the first big lessons, right? So I at least had the right way to start it, but like it was just missing like a whole lot of holes in the knowledge and in the way of doing it correctly. So that's what the course helped me this last few months pretty good with. So,
but you also don't like doing homework.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Yeah, neither do I.
Yeah, homework. Yeah, it's man, it's just I don't know. I always had problems with school when I was just studying things. I mean, the whole concept of how the school system works with the authority and with the just sit still, shut up, and learn, and don't ask questions.
Yeah, I don't think.
I don't ask questions about the lessons, stuff we were talking about, right? But no, not ask questions bigger than that, you know?
Yeah, no, I have a similar issue with traditional schools where I just feel very uneasy in that type of setting. And I think in a lot of ways that's what has attracted me to this form, where I think this like learning together, over the internet is a type of community college.
Yeah.
But you're actually in control, and you can take your time if you need to. And like
and I was kind of wondering why, right? Because the Dutch schooling system is pretty like highly valued in relatively to other countries. But how is it in America? I mean, that in my, I mean, I would say that would be pretty demotivating schooling. Is that right to say? I mean, is it
right? I would say like the college system in America right now is basically the same as what you get in high school. It's like very short amounts of time to learn how to pass tests. And it's not like really good training on how to do things, like skills that you need in the workplace.
And you just get educated to be a worker, right? I mean, not to think for yourself, just how to function within the system, how to make money on the markets, for instance. I mean, you don't get skills like learning who you are and things like that, and
not very easily. Yeah, obviously I think there are people who do very well in the traditional school systems, but they probably also have their lives together.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, like, you mean if you don't have a stable environment, then it can be extra challenging, right?
Yeah. And that's why, like, I think traditional school is very unforgiving of people who have a lot of responsibilities and they have a complicated life, and it's hard for them to keep up and meet these deadlines. But it's like we still need to learn, and we still need to be able to take care of ourselves.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Just gotta use this system to your advantage to grow and help people around you, right?
Yeah. So what is your ultimate dream with trading? Or like, what's your vision, going forward with it?
Man, what's my vision on trading? I would say I want to become one of the best technical analysts in the world.
Okay.
Like the level of Rocky and Jamie. That would make me quite happy. And I want to be able to provide just an income from this. This is going to be my job. That's kind of what my vision is. It's like, this is going to be my job. My current job and stuff is just a way to get towards this. And I want to create freedom for the family and people around me. Because, life can be difficult sometimes within the system. So within the society and within the pressures of work, and just, I want to just take that weight off some of my family's shoulders. And I don't know if I'm able to do it, but I kind of know I'm going to do it, I don't know. Maybe that's
what
weird.
What gives you that confidence?
Because the analysis I'm able to do right now is pretty crazy. With and when I get this thing under control, when I really got my emotions under control, when I really get a consistent strategy within this whole language that I learned from Rocky and Jamie, I think it's just a matter of time before I reach my higher goals of financial freedom and helping people around me. So it's just the confidence comes from knowing that Rocky and Jamie are the real fucking deal, and better knowledge than you get from them you aren't gonna find anywhere. I believe, my personal opinion, but I don't know. I just don't gotta I don't know. My confidence is just like, it's just a matter of time. That's it.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, and for me, I get, some of that confidence by seeing what other people are doing with the stuff they're learning and how well they're doing with it.
Yeah. That's really motivating as well, right? I mean, that's just looking in the Discord community and looking at all the trades people are doing in the crypto, for example. Man, those percentages. It's like, you don't gotta let it go to your head, right? It's like, oh man, she just made so much percentages. I need to do that as well. That's like, I find myself doing that sometimes, and that's like stupid because that's just ego, Then you want to trade for, oh, look at me, I'm the better trader, and it doesn't have to be about ego, because that's like, when I understand what Jamie said about the people in institutions, like, you feel like you control the world, and that when you make the right calls in technical analysis, it looks like you fucking moved the price. It looks like you knew. It has a really, really, if you predict the price of Bitcoin almost to the cent, for instance, it's like, your ego likes that. You need to be aware of that, and not let that rise to your head, right? I mean,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what's insane to me, what still blows my mind, is that when you look at a chart, it's not totally random. There are probabilities there, and it is predictable.
Yeah. That's, oh man, that's crazy to just sit still and think about that for 1 minute. It's just the one, because what you do is like study of mass psychology, right? I mean, it's an expression of a really big group of people and their psychology in that moment at that particular time, and people's behavior is be it within markets. You see, for instance, behavioral patterns, and that's why Rocky said, like, technical analysis is the study of technical entities, and also the risk management, of course, and behavioral finance, because it is study of people and study of so that's, oh man, that's just fascinating, and that you can just predict like what the majority of people is thinking at that particular moment in time, and make a probability how do you say that, probability chance for that,
right.
I don't know how to say this in English, sorry.
Like a projection?
Yeah, like a projection for what has a bigger probability to happen. Yeah. So that's cool. Man, technical analysis is cool.
Well, I'm about to say something really stupid, but
Do it.
I just thought about how, like, okay, you can predict, the way bees will make their hives. It's very mathematical, and it forms these patterns. And I don't think the bees are aware that that's what they're doing. And that's what I think of when I see these, like the Fibonacci levels on the charts.
Yeah.
And where the price tends to go back to. It's like most people, initially don't necessarily know that. And obviously now, like, people who trade, they know about it and they, measure these things. But it's like, it's creating these patterns, like, as a mass of people kind of working together, and it repeats over and over and over again.
Yeah. Yeah, it's sick. And Fibonacci on itself, man, it's like, I kind of would like Rocky and Jamie just to talk about, like, how did it start to work? Was it already there? Like, because Fibonacci, you see also back in nature, like, it's one of the, I don't know how you say it, like the mathematical explanation of a few
it's
things
something fundamental,
within the universe, right? Like a universal law within. But I don't know enough about it, but it's just fascinating that it works. I mean, what you say about that, people are probably not even aware that things retrace to, for instance, 0.5, and then they think, oh, now I'm gonna buy again. I don't know how it works, you know what I mean? I don't know how many people are actually looking at the Fibonacci's and how many people are trading on the basis of fear and greed. And if those people trading on the basis of fear and greed are buying at that moment because they think, oh man, this is cheap, relatively cheap, or relatively oversold, or on an extreme point. And is it like, are the Fibonacci's emotional levels as well as Fibonacci's? I don't know if this is a good explanation.
I feel like, I think, yeah, because that's what we're responding to. We're responding to our own emotional levels. And,
emotion,
it comes from nature.
Yeah, true. Yeah. And emotion drives markets. That's what we know from the great teachers. But I think as well, right, the big institutions and the big money who moves markets also use Fibonacci. I mean, the 1618 is like the amounts of time I have seen price retrace or bounce on a 1618 is pretty significant in that it gets respected a lot. Just like a golden cross or a death cross gets respected. Those are just technical artifacts that a lot of people draw the same conclusions about, and that's why it happens what happens. But I don't know. I don't want to get too deep in those things.
Maybe that's why. Maybe it was always like that. Maybe it was always happening like that.
But that's the weird thing. Didn't Rocky or Jamie say something like that? Like it always happened like this, and people just discovered it instead of people made it work. That's just, man, that's mind blowing.
Yeah, I think it's something that like pre-existed our awareness. And here's what I think about too is even with people understanding what these levels mean, they're also looking at other factors, and they'll still make decisions that go the other way.
Yeah.
So it's like, does it all balance out, and everything moves with the same probabilities over time?
It's just the pulling of a rope pulling, That's how to see some of the moves, I think, like bulls and bears pulling on the rope, wanting to see price action do certain things, and and breaking of levels and testing things and retesting support, and those things just make it so that one particular group has a bigger probability of being right. I think something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty cool though. I find it quite amusing to watch, for instance, just the Bitcoin. Oh man, and the total market caps. If people are gonna hear this, you gotta check the total market caps. That's just mind blowing that we have the technology to be able to see how many money there is in the market on crypto in total. It's just looking at that number is pretty staggering, mind-blowing.
Yeah. So what do you use that information for?
The total market caps?
Yes.
I use it to see what the alt markets and what the crypto markets are doing. So this also I learned from Rocky. This is what I learned from Rocky. He looks a lot at the total market caps. Mm-hmm. And here you can see what the overall crypto market is doing. And you can draw macro conclusions if you compare it to, for instance, the total market cap 2 that excludes Bitcoin. I think it is Bitcoin. Okay. And yeah, it only excludes Bitcoin. So when I look at that, I look also at the Bitcoin dominance. Mm-hmm. And when the Bitcoin dominance is dropping and the total market cap 2 is rising, then you can conclude that it's positive for the altcoins. The altcoins. Yeah, for the altcoins. Yeah. So, but when Bitcoin dominance is rising, so the Bitcoin percentage that exists in the total market cap, right? I mean, the amount of Bitcoin there is in contrast to everything else. When that's rising, then everything else should be dropping. So, and everything else is altcoins in this instance. I don't know if I explained it right, but it kind of works because I looked at a few things recently for turnarounds in altcoins and bearish divergence on tops in the recent rally towards the top sides. And when I do TA on the crypto total market caps, things get respected and TA works just like TA works. On the total market caps as well, and that's pretty weird because it's just everything crammed in one ticker, you know. So right. You would expect really everything to move differently, but it's kind of you can just do technical analysis on it too.
Yeah, that's really cool. That seems like super useful.
Yeah.
Do you trade crypto a lot?
I'm getting into crypto more, and it's just purely because I'm kind of done with the gaps on the stock market. Like, just constantly, like when you have a position open and you don't know what kind of fuckery is going to happen in the pre-markets and after hours. I don't really like that. And like Rocky said, the fuckery you can see in crypto markets are just in broad daylight, and in stocks, it's just in the after hours and the pre-markets, you know, so crypto is in that I think a little bit more transparent and I don't know per se easily tradable, but there's a lot more volatility and a lot more percentages to gain, I think. So
it seems like like crypto, since it moves so much so quickly, it's a lot like if you know what you're doing, you can make that money a lot faster.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You could also lose it a lot faster.
Yeah, that also. But that's what we learned risk management for, right? I mean, right. That's the whole stop loss. Use a stop loss. Stupid.
Use a stop loss. Yeah. Come on.
It's not that hard to use a stop loss. Now, but the not using of stop losses, I never ever did. Because when I started trading, it was just those were the biggest lessons that stayed with me from Jamie and Rocky. When I didn't even know I learned those lessons, is always use a stop loss. So yeah, that was that helped me a lot in the knife catching season of November till now. So that was pretty.
Knife catching.
Yeah. Oh man, I made a lot of mistakes on those. Just the too tight stop losses, and the chasing of trades, the fear of missing out, those emotions.
Yeah. So I guess like how long have you been sort of learning about this stuff? Would you say it's been like about a year or so?
I think it's about a year and a couple of months right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you feel like I feel like it's been about the same amount of time for me, but like all of that emotional stuff where I just want to like FOMO into trades and chase trades and all of that stuff. I feel like in a way, I'm getting it out of my system.
Yeah.
And just seeing how unsatisfying it is.
Yeah. 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 Exactly
And then,
right.
sticking with sort of like the education side. So like, in the long run, I'll know enough to trade in a way that is satisfying.
Yeah. Yeah. It is that's just what needs to get drilled out of you, I think, right? Because that's the thing you have on the start. Oh, I'm missing something because something is moving a couple of percentages. But like the most important thing that Jamie and Rocky also said, like, was there's infinite opportunity at all times. So that helps me with the cope of missing a move. It doesn't matter because it's just there's opportunity everywhere, always, and crypto will not go away. So there will be opportunity forever. And of course, those big turnarounds in bull trends and bear trends, those are maybe more significant. And I gotta say, I'm like more aware of those moments, like when we reach the low now, the current low in the crypto markets. It's like, are we gonna see a turnaround? I don't know. Those are more things I'm concerned, not per se concerned with, but I don't really care about those missing 30-50% moves, but I do kind of still care about what the market overall is gonna do, and if I'm gonna miss something on the macro scale.
Yeah, you're looking at the big picture, looking for where like the most opportunity will be.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And that's why when Rocky talks macro stuff, man, I find that so fascinating. When he just goes big picture, that's really cool, because he can put a really, really big picture, pretty concise and pretty clear over. So I have eyes on the big picture then, because of that. But yeah, you can't really trade it, the big picture. You can trade the turnarounds, of course, but still, I don't know.
Yeah, but like that, you would say, like, looking at the crypto market cap charts and like the Bitcoin dominance charts, would you say that's a big picture thing?
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty.
And
big
that actually,
picture.
That's pretty big picture.
Yeah.
So that's how, and you're saying like that actually is useful, because then you can decide, okay, is there more opportunity in Bitcoin right now, or is there more opportunity in altcoins right now?
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah.
And to see what the overall market is doing, right? So then you can expect, like, okay, so if the overall market is doing this, then probably the individual altcoins are more likely to do that. So because it is part of the total picture. Yeah.
Yeah. So big picture, that is super useful.
It is, yeah. I think I was kind of skeptic at it first, right? I mean, I was like, no, don't make it big picture. It can't be that. I don't know how I was thinking a while ago about it, but it was like when Rocky started doing those big analysis, I was like, no, just stick with the small things, because those move bigger or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, well, I think I understand what you're saying, because what you're looking for your next trade. Yeah. And it's like, okay, what is taking a step back and looking what everything overall is doing? How is that going to help me find my next trade?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I can't trade something that's worth 6 billion. That's not something I can buy.
Yeah.
Nah. But it did help really, really, really much in the overall state of things, and the analyzing of the state of things at the particular moment in time. So I'm glad he just kept doing it, because I don't know, maybe I'm wrong on this, but I can't really recall it very well, but I know I'm now fascinated with the macro stuff. So
great.
Yeah.
So what do you do other than work a job you don't really want to work, and like learn how to trade?
Like my hobbies and things.
Yeah, like your hobbies.
Okay, I play guitar. That's what I like to do. Okay. I do a few sports, like go to the gym, those type of things, and play table tennis sometimes for flow state, to come in those flow states, you know,
Yeah.
where a trader is likely to find his consistency and profit as well, like trading in flow. But that's something else. I also like to study a lot of topics, and not really study, but just hobby study, like ancient history and psychology and philosophy and the nature of reality and those things and human consciousness and those type of subjects I'm quite fascinated with as well. So that keeps me pretty busy on the day, you know. And currently I'm working an internship at a marketing agency. So that's kind of not really what I want to do, because I want to become a trader, but it is the road towards it. So I kind of need something to A, fall back on, and B, just give a consistent income for a period for I don't know how long, you know, so I can just build a portfolio on that, and then slowly make the transition out of that job and towards this one when income takes over the other.
Yeah. Yep. You got your security. You know, you've got your fund. You got to fund your hobbies. You got to fund your portfolio.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And funding the hobby is important as well, right? Yeah.
It is.
It is.
Do you think in you know, your future, when you are primarily a trader and that's your primary source of income, do you see yourself having more time to devote to things you enjoy, just like playing guitar?
Absolutely, yeah. I think the trading style that attracts me the most is like the longer term time frame stuff. So you define a target and you wait days or weeks for the target, but you get the, I don't know, 150% on the asset, you know. Not always those crazy things, but that means that when you do your analysis, you have a lot of time, because you just gotta wait for price to come towards your entry. And I think that if I can make an edge that is consistently profitable and gives me like the space to do those trades, I'll have a lot more time to do the things I really enjoy doing. So I think it's gonna give me a lot of freedom in the long run, because I'm not looking to be rich quick, you know. That's not something I care about. I don't really even care about becoming rich, but I just wanna be able to be responsible for my own actions and for my own finances and for my own choices, and to create freedom within those within the responsibility to give like that's pretty fulfilling in my eyes, man. If
that sounds like the dream.
Yeah, right. Yeah. For you as well? What's your idea for the future?
I mean, yeah, I can totally relate to everything you just said. I think in theory, I like the long-term targets, you know, waiting for that catch and all of that. I know in practice, I get bored really quickly. And
that's true as well. Yeah. Now you say that. Oh, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, maybe eventually, you know, I'll wear myself out swing trading crypto, and I'll just want to stop. And then I'll put in those, you know, longer trades, you know.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm not even at the point where I'm confident enough to, you know, like wait for targets and have things go my way. I'm still in that paper trading stage. It's so easy to lose faith in the process and to doubt myself.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It man, it's just I don't know. How is your analysis? Is it like working out most of the time, or still a lot of?
I would say that my analysis is almost non-existent. Like, you know, I'm putting things up on my charts, and I'm looking at it, and like for a second I think, oh, I know what this means, and then I'm like, wait, no, I don't. I'm like, still, I'm more at the point where I'm comfortable doing trading drills, just, like buying and selling quickly and changing the direction. And like, it's like, okay, I'm familiarizing myself with these game controls. That's great. When I have these technical tools explained to me, I understand in the moment, but it's not integrated. It's not something I can count on.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. Yeah, it's sometimes you just not gotta think. You know what I mean? When doing analysis, because when you think like, nah, it can't be that, and because when I know when I start doubting myself, I make mistakes, and when I just trust myself, it almost always works out better than when I would have doubted myself. So I don't know how, because I don't understand every little thing about technical analysis, and I don't know, maybe I'll ever do. I don't know. It's pretty extensive, and there's a lot of indicators and things and signals, and it's just huge, and keep it simple is also pretty important, right? So I think by just observing, and because Sarah, you watch Rocky and Jamie a lot too, right? I mean, I think if you
whenever I can.
Yeah, right. So when you just look at the charts, only looking and just have a few moving averages, you're probably already seeing likely areas to get retests on, or support and resistance. I think you unconsciously already know more than the mind itself wants to think. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does, and I think you're right.
So it's just a matter of trusting yourself, right then?
Trust in time. It's that, for me, it's that persistence, because I might be having, a really tough week. I'm exhausted from work. I'm overwhelmed by everything in my life, and I'm just tired. And I sit down to try to study, and it's not clicking. Like, on some level, I'm like, yeah, this makes sense. But, I know I'm going to have to be really patient and persistent, and just like one day at a time. And then, a couple days later, I'm well rested, I feel good, and it all clicks. And it's like, okay, it was all worth it.
Yeah, that's beautiful, right? I mean, when you really understand a concept, it just is there, and you can always come back to it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's cool. Learning things is
but
cool.
I always wait for things to click before I try to use it.
Yeah, that's maybe my mistake.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know how much I know sometimes,
Yeah, but we've done drills together, so we know we can keep like helping each other out and learning and practicing, and I think we'll get there.
I think so too. Yeah, we just gotta do the drills and not procrastinate, and that's something I'm good at too. Just make an overwhelming picture in my head about all the things I need to do, and then just do nothing. And then I'm thinking like, oh man, just start. Just stop negotiating with yourself. Just do it. Yeah, that's all you can do. And just fall and get back up and those things,
Yeah, and sometimes when it comes to procrastination, it's like I can't rate what is the most important task, right? It's hard for me to decide this is more important than that. So sometimes I have to deliberately choose what I think the most insignificant task is. And a lot of times it is the drills, because it's so easy and it seems like almost stupid. Like, why should I do this?
Yeah.
But it's like, but if I do this and it's done, I'll never have to think about it again. Yeah. And it won't be in the way of the other stuff I'm trying to do.
Yeah, exactly, right? I mean, it's so much more interesting to do analysis on the Bitcoin and trade it than to do trading drills with moving averages or trading drills with candlesticks. Oh man, that was a really difficult one to get through. But
you're gonna have to help me out with that, because I have not done those.
Okay, I'll go over it again, because I kind of cheated a bit my way through. So I'm kind of at the point I'm gonna accept that those trading drills are gonna be consistent within my life. It's gonna be part of my lifestyle and learning things, because I know the training drills isn't just a one-time. Oh fuck, that was so boring, and it has to be really integrated on execution. And the way I think that it's currently structured in that you use a trading view for the paper trading. The system within trading view is kind of not the same as your broker would be, right? So the execution part is, I think, kind of what you're missing in. Can look the accent of what you want to reach with those trading drills is execution, nimbleness, quickness, emotional awareness. How am I feeling with the trades? But I don't know if you can really how do you say that? Mirror those experiences you write if you don't have the real deal, right? From paper trading, because it's different than trading within your broker. So I don't know if the weight equals each other. So perhaps we could do it via KuCoin, paper trading futures. I don't know if you want to do that.
That's probably a good thing to do, yeah, for sure. I haven't explored KuCoin very much.
Oh, okay. It's seriously, I was pretty, I was procrastinating in exploring KuCoin too, but it's really easy. But that's, they want to make it easy, of course, right? But it's well worth it to check it out and make an account, I think.
Yeah, and I've seen people on here do some incredible things with KuCoin.
Yeah, just look in the crypto section of the Discord. It's insane, fucking it's insane. But I'm wondering how much leverage they're using, how much margin. I don't know, but that's some I think, oh, that's an increase of 0.011 on the ticker, and then they have 20%. And I'm like, that's a lot of leverage you got over there. But yeah, I don't know. I don't want to trade with so much because I don't really understand how it works. I kind of do, but I kind of don't, because I just use my stop losses, and that makes it so I never get liquidated, So margin is a possibility, and I did it a few times, but I don't know. Isn't it like I don't know.
Margin makes me nervous. I tend to stay away from it if possible.
Yeah, the same as options, right? I mean, options is I find that pretty scary as well. But futures I found scary as well, because I didn't know what it was. But futures, I still really don't know what it is, kinda. But it looks to me like the same as spot, because I can just put in a limit order, put in my stop, trade on one time margin, and then things work as they should. So, and I found in KuCoin the menu and the thingies a lot easier than the spot execution menu. So I don't know, futures are just Yeah, it's all about just being persistent and getting familiar, and then everything that scares me now in the future will just be either like a tool I can use or something I can't use, Yeah, nicely said. Yeah, and to be honest, I kind of need to stop trading and just doing the drills and start paper trading. So because that's what I said to myself.
Well, I feel like. Yeah, I think there's this eagerness to get to the point of financial freedom.
Yeah,
but
we're maybe I don't know if it's maybe with me the arrogance, like, oh, I can do that, oh, I know it already, but man, I just need to get the basics drilled in, really drilled in. Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's okay. You're fine. No, for me it's more like I don't feel like I know anything at all, but I'm super eager to be financially free and change my life. But I'm in a time period right now. This is the part of my life where I just have to learn, and that has to be fine. That has to be exciting.
It is fine. Yeah.
I have to be invested in the process.
Yeah, because if you want to get reasonable expectations on the long on a short term, it's just gonna give you stress, and you're just gonna get into a circle of stress because you think you're not learning quick enough, and then not learning because you think you're not learning quick enough, and those kind of patterns, I think, then you're more susceptible to that. So just take it easy, be patient with yourself, and I don't know, stuff like that, because it's also what I got to do with myself. So.
100%. So we are just about at an hour here.
Oh man, time flies. Time flies, really. Awesome.
It really does. Have you made any trades that you are proud of?
Oh, cool question. Yeah, I didn't take the. That's the thing, man. Oh, I take sometimes the most recent times I do analysis, and I don't take the trades that have good analysis and have a good risk risk management within them, built within them. But I do take stupid, short, impulsive trades. So that makes
do they work out?
And those don't work out. No, they don't. They don't. They never do. They never do. Yeah, sometimes they did. I gotta be honest. Sometimes they did work out. But okay, the thing I'm most proud of is the weekly time frame analysis I did on BBY, on Bed Bath and Beyond. I think look, I don't know how much credit I gotta give to Rocky and Jamie for the targets and stuff, but I don't think a lot, because I did my own analysis on it, and I picked the overall FIB from the high to the low, and I was targeting on a weekly the golden pocket to get a re-entry on, and that was pretty damn accurate. And the analysis I did was I would say pretty good, because it was a risk to reward from 124.7. So my risk was 1.5%, and my reward was 200%. And it worked out. It was fucking crazy. But the thing is, I gotta be honest, I got stopped out at the start, because my managing of my positions is, I don't know, pretty shit, because I don't know very well how to trill my profit and how to manage my profit. So that's something I need to learn as well. But
once you learn that, you're good.
Yeah. And I also got one on NFTA. And that was a risk of 2% and a percentage move of 343%. But the thing is, I gotta be honest, that was not what I was targeting at. So those two targets were like where the move went, and when you would have trilled it, you probably were gonna get stopped out on the way there. You know what I mean? Like the drawbacks within the move. But the overall move went to that percentage. But with my not so good profit management skills, I think I would have got stopped out multiple times on the way up. But the NFTA, that one had a retracement to the, is that a golden pocket? No, that's a 0.5. To the 0.5, so probably would have got stopped out on that. My thingy's probably on around the 236s. But with those kind of moves, when I think this could be a real turnaround, let's say my trading stop losses and things get better right now, so I would have given it more space to pull back. So yeah, that and a few Bitcoin predictions that went pretty damn accurate. So those are always fun to do.
Yeah, well, that all sounds really great, and you're on your way to totally crushing it. Next time we talk, I hope to hear about your improved risk management, and maybe seeing some profit taking in there.
Yeah, it would be great that I start to make money with this.
Yeah.
So, no, that's the part. But that's why I just want to finish the course first. Because the whole risk management section and the divergence and those things, I need them. I really know. I just need to stop trading and start focusing more on the course, because that's what gives me the basis to do it correctly and right, and not have so many questions and doubts about myself as well within trades and within looking at divergence. Like, is this continuation divergent? Is this? So sometimes it's difficult, like, because sometimes when you retrace against a really big down move, for instance, it's probably always gonna see like continuation divergence, if you know what I mean. This is hard to explain, but yeah, I don't know. I just have a lot of questions.
We don't have a chart here.
Exactly. Yeah, but yeah, it comes down to just gotta focus on the course and then on trading.
Yeah.
And not the other way around, because I just keep distracting myself. Yeah, and you too.
Yeah, well, we can help. Yeah, we can help each other out. We can.
I hope we just need to do the trading drill, Sarah. We just need to do the trading.
We'll do it.
Yeah, awesome.
It's gonna be fine.
Okay.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on today. I hope to have you on again soon.
Yeah, awesome. It was very fun. Thanks for having me. I hope. I hope this was a good first show. I have no idea, but
I think it's perfect.
Nice. Good to hear. Then have a nice evening then, Sarah, and good luck with your next guest as well, right?
Thank you.
And with the growth of this awesome podcast.